But yeah, I love going out. I was at a bar the other night, I had to use the bathroom, so I walked over, I knocked on the door, and this woman from the toilet goes, "I'm in here. I just got here. I'm taking a shit." And I was like, yeah, I'm in here. She replied like I was gonna have follow-up questions. Like if she only said, "I'm in here," I'd be like, okay, but why? And oh man, I was impressed she could say anything at all. Anytime I'm on the toilet and someone knocks, I can't even form words. I just make a sound like I hit a speed bump. I'm like, whoa. They're all taking it slow. But yeah, you guys are a fun crowd. Shows aren't always like this. Last time I got booked to do a show in Western Mass, I invited my parents out to it. When I showed up, there were only 3 people in the audience. 2 of them were my parents. The other was my soul, which had left my body. I had to perform for 20 minutes. I think that's the longest I've ever talked to my dad. Yeah, also, if you guys are wondering, I know I look like Ted Lasso. If you don't have Apple TV, I look like a gay firefighter. Right? I've been in a relationship, me and my girlfriend, we had the celebrity hall pass conversation where each get to pick one celebrity you'd be allowed to sleep with, but it felt personal because her pick was Jason Sudeikis, the actor who plays Ted Lasso. And I was like, you don't get to sleep with a richer, more famous me. If we're picking older versions of each other, I'm choosing her mom. I don't think she's gonna like that very much. Right, and then she asked me who I pick. I said Scarlett Johansson, and my girlfriend's like, I don't like the idea of that. I was like, if it helps, neither does Scarlett Johansson. I think we're gonna be fine. Yeah, I like being in a relationship. I was single for a long time. You'll hear crazy things when you first meet someone. I was on a first date with a girl, and she told me she thought we'd been together in a past life. Yeah, and that's a great way to make sure we're not together in this one. How did you think I was going to respond? Be like, wait a second, Susan? From the Stone Age? I haven't seen you in a millennium. But yeah, I know Caitlin was talking about a little bit, I have ADHD. And one time I hooked up with a girl who told me that every single guy she's ever slept with has had ADHD. That made me feel used. I was like, I thought you wanted my dick, not my learning disability. But it was also hard to believe. I was like, you're telling me that every single guy's been diagnosed beforehand as having it? And she told me there was one guy who wasn't. But after they hooked up, she told him to get tested for it, and she was right. That's the best way to get that information. Finding out you have a learning disability during sex. Like imagine you're going down on a girl using your tongue to spell the alphabet, and she's like, stop. You're dyslexic. Nothing comes after Z swing. Yes, I'm a cunnilinguist. Yes, I am. Right, I've always had trouble focusing in school. When I was in high school, we had a pop quiz and history class. My teacher goes, what influence did Bob Dwyer have on the West? I didn't know who Bob Dwyer was, but I wanted to get partial credit. So I tried to write an answer that said everything and nothing all at the same time. I was like, Bob Dwyer had a major influence on the West. He did some good things, but also some bad. I was like, nailed it. I just summed up every person who's ever lived. Right? I hand in, the next day everyone in the class gets their quiz back except for me. Teacher calls me over and she's like, Tony, who's Bob Dwyer? And I doubled down, I was like, Bob Dwyer had a major influence on the West. He did some good things, but also some bad. And she was like, no, the question I asked was, what influence did barbed wire? And I was like, I don't know, but you know who does barbed wire? She must have felt insane reading that response. Asking a question about inanimate objects and gave back a human's biography. It's like, what's the importance of the wheel in early civilization? I'm like, will is the life of the party. He kind of knows how to get around. I've been trying to stay in shape. I've been going to the gym, and I'm always looking for new workouts. And the other day, I saw an article that said the new workout trend is called exercise snacks. I clicked on it because I was like, that sounds delicious. Right, but then I read the article. It said that exercise snacks are when you do small workouts throughout the day and have nothing to do with food. Right, doesn't that feel misleading? I was like, we're just going to use different ways of serving food to describe what I'm doing at the gym. The other day, I did a workout buffet. Yeah, I went to the gym, and in a short amount of time, I worked out way too much, and I shit my pants.